There's no one like you, and there never will be.
From the producer of Bohemian Rhapsody, there are many legends, but there is only one. Michael, rated PG-13, in theaters April 24.
Last night, you spent 2 hours deciding what to wear to the party. This morning, it'll take you 2 minutes to list it on Depop and make your money back. Just grab your phone, snap a few photos, and we'll take care of the rest. The sheer dress and platform heels you'll never wear again? There's a birthday girl searching for them right now. Your one-and-done look is about to pay for your next night out. Or at least the ride home. Your style can make you cash. Start selling on Depop, where taste recognizes taste.
All right. Shout out to everybody that's already tuned in. I see the Facebook is trying to connect. Everybody else that's watching, we're going to go ahead and get it started.
It's
for the Couch Chronicles, where there ain't no fucking limits.
every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 Central Time. You don't never want to miss a couch. And now we're live every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. That's every day of the week. Yeah, tune in. You don't want to miss this shit. It's the Couch Chronicles, where they know what? I know you said it.
It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits.
I look like and feel like I'm $1,000,000. I'm feeling myself for real. I'm on my way. The way I walk looks like a dance. And baby, that's just how I feel. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling myself. I am I'm feeling good.
Couch Chronicles, early mornings on the couch, that is, every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Come catch a vibe with the couch. If you ain't gotta work, then you better keep your pajamas on. Get your tea, your coffee, whatever you drink, and whatever you smoke. Because Wednesdays and Fridays is the time to relax, chilling, vibing, you know. If you would like to be a live guest, if you in the Oklahoma City area, DM me now. Trust me when I say you don't want to miss this vibe. Are you feeling good? I'm feeling good. That's how you supposed to feel in the morning. 1, 2, 3, let's go.
I look like and feel like I'm $1,000,000. I'm feeling myself for real. I'm on my way. The way I walk looks like a dance. And baby, that's just how I feel. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling myself.
Shout out to everybody that's already tuned in. If you trying to watch on Facebook, it's not connecting. It's trying to. It's saying that it's live, but I'm going to leave it up. I'm going to go ahead and put the... Yeah, eventually it might come on. It might not. Either way, we on here. If you are watching anywhere else and you would like to see the visual, I am on TikTok, THA Couch. Also on Twitch, which is the same, THA Couch. And also Bigo, THA Couch. All the links are on the original post. Make sure that you follow Cicily on all social media. CicilyMason on Facebook.
Or Arena Mason.
Let's get into it. Number one, I want you to start off by telling everybody what Mario was like.
Oh my gosh. My baby was gullible. He was silly. He was Mario. Like, he was an awesome kid. Get me wrong, we had our days, but he always could turn a bad situation into something good. And that boy, listen, that child is the only one of my childs that could go out and come back with so many friends, or like, I'll be like, boy, how you know him? He'd be like, oh, mommy, he cool. Or, yeah, mommy, she cool. I just met them, and we was talking, and I was like, you know what? You my friend. And I'm like, what? So anyway.
Yeah.
So,
that's funny, though.
Yeah, he was good, though. And, oh my God, yeah, he could do anything. He could, like, that boy was freaking talented. Like, he could fix all kind of things. Electricity, guttering, drywall, like, you name it, that boy could do it, and he stayed working like it didn't matter. It was, when Mario was, when he found out he was going to be a father, he was so big on that. And I tell you, because you have, children that get, pregnant by, these boys, and, and they up and leave, or they don't want to take that responsibility. Nah, when my baby was there every step of the way, like, that was his pride and joy. Like, from the time he found out that him and Shayla was finna have their baby, he was there. He never missed a doctor's appointment. He was there, and, so.
And a lot of people can't say that.
He was good, and, if you seen my son, you seen his son. I'm talking about from the day my grandson was born, so, Mario was, that was my baby, and, now all I have is memories now, I can't talk to him now. I can't, he can't call me, or, I can't do anything. I have to, sometimes go in my front room and sit in front of my plants and my baby's urn, and talk to him, and, and I would just do anything just to, Whew, okay.
Now, before all of this, was the family really close?
Yeah, he Mario is very active in, in our lives, and his sisters.
Right, I've seen a lot of videos.
Yeah. Like, they did a lot together. Like, Mario, loved fishing, and, and he loved going to the mall, and he would take his sisters, and that was their thing, you know? Like, and my girls miss that, so. Yeah.
At the time of Mario's death, he had just signed for time. Do you know the events that led up to his case?
Yes, so back in 2024, my son had called me, and he asked me if I could loan him some money to purchase this car. And I'm like, son, what car? And he was like, oh, yeah, mommy. He was like, I just ran into somebody, and he trying to sell this car. And I'm like, well, do you have everything? I'm asking questions. And he was like, Mom, I got everything. I had everything. Well, I said, well, I was like, I don't have any cash. So I was like, do you have a Cash App? And my son didn't, have Cash App cards and none of that. So anyhow, the guy was there, and he had a Cash App. So I had Cash Apped him $300. My son had, because the cash he gave him, I think it was like $800, you know. So my son gave him what he had. He was just $400 short. And so I sent him $300 and I cashed out it to the guy. Well, I was at home and I was cooking and my son purchased the car and he came and I had just came out my kitchen and my patio door, you know, because my car was parked right outside my patio door and I seen a car pull up, but you know, and I knew it was my son. I don't know how I knew it was my son because I didn't see him, but I knew it was my son. So anyhow, he got out the car, he came in and he just had the biggest smile because he was just so excited. And he was like, Mama, I ain't gotta walk no more to work. I can just pull up now. And I could just pull up on you now. And you know, he was just so happy. And so he was like, Mama, come on and come look at my car. So I was putting on my shoes. My son had already went out the door, and then this is when everything started. So you know your kids. And well, my son's voice changed when he walked out the door. And, you know, it was just like the fear in his voice. And I didn't know what was going on. So I immediately rushed to the door. And when I did, this officer, Caucasian.
Yeah, you say white.
Okay. He had a gun pulled on my son, and so I immediately flipped. Like, I was like, why the effing do you got a gun pulled on my son? Like,
yeah, why the fuck?
Like, okay, because I didn't know.
Yeah, girl, yes.
I was like, well, why the fucking do you got a gun pulled on my son? Like, what the fuck? Well, what the fuck did he do? And he was like, oh, well, because this car was reported stolen and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, he just bought this car. But, you know, so anyhow, I was able to show proof that I had cashed out this guy this money. Now, mind y'all, I've never seen this man, so I was not there at the time of this transaction. And as I tell y'all this story, I get into a little bit more. And I got my evidence.
Facts.
Period. So, anyway, so the officer, you know, had told my son that.
Wait, he immediately had the gun drawn?
Immediately. Immediately.
Oh, yeah, I need to know this motherfucker's
That's
name.
how I flipped, because I'm telling you, when my son's voice changed.
Because he just got the car the same day.
Yes, he had just got the car. Like, he literally just bought this car and came to my house. Like, and the police, you know, the officer had the gun drawn on my son, and he was telling me it was with protocol. I'm like, protocol for what? I'm like, because what did he do to threaten you for you to pull a gun out on him? Like, he couldn't make me understand that.
Yeah.
He just kept saying that it was protocol, because this car was stolen. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit right now. I'm asking you, why the fuck do you have a gun drawn on my son? Like, I'm and at this time, y'all, he still have this gun drawn on my son while I'm talking shit to him, to where, you know, like, I started, you know, I got in front of my son because I didn't know, like, what the fuck are you doing, you know? So then he put his gun up because he seen that my son wasn't being violent. He wasn't
or
being
aggressive at all,
you know? And so he put his gun up, and, you know, so then he started talking to my son, asking my son, you know, about this car, where did he purchase it at, and, you know, and so my son, you know, told him. And so then that's when the officer came and asked me, you know, about the cash transaction. And I said, well, I got the receipt right here. I said, because you send with people money, you know, it come. He was like, oh, okay. So he was like, can I see that? No problem. Sure.
Right.
Gave him that. He took a picture of it.
I need to know his name.
He took a picture of it. I got it. I'm going to mention everybody's name. And so he took a picture of it. And so this is where it get fucked up at, y'all. The officer tells my son that he has to impound the car because the car is stolen. Okay. And so the officer tells my son that if he could call the guy that sold him the car and act like he wanted to buy something else for my son. Did y'all hear what I said?
What?
The officer told my son to call this man and act like he wanted to purchase something else from him.
Like what?
Like with anything. It didn't matter. You know, it was just with anything.
So, wait a minute. This motherfucker wanted to put your son in more danger. Not only did you have this gun drawn on him.
Yeah.
But now you want to put him in a situation to... hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. Finish.
So, the guy answered his phone. When my son called, the guy answered his phone, and my son had asked him, I can't even remember what it was that he had said, but the guy said that he had it or whatever. Well, the police had followed me and my son in my car over to Northwest 10th to Chestnut Hill Apartments. They pulled over in the Hope Center, which is the DHS office right there. And I pulled in the second entrance of the apartments, in between the apartments and the car wash right there. Well, the guy had got, that's when I knew, well, that I didn't know him, but that's when I seen him. He got out the car, and my son was like, Mama, that's him right there. Well, he was in a car with two other white people. It was an older man, and it was, you know, a lady. And, you know, and you could tell that they were all on drugs because how they, you know, look, you know, it is what it is. I ain't sugarcoating shit.
Right.
So,
facts. Don't
anyway,
forget this camera right here, too.
Oh, I'm not sugarcoating shit. So, anyhow, my son walked up to the guy, and my son told him, he was like, why did you sell me a stolen car? And he was like, oh, it's not stolen. And at that time, you know, the police had pulled, you know, because they could see everything. That's when the police pulled up.
Now, did they have a wire on him, or they just was like trusted in that that he was about to set them up to get caught up?
Yeah, like, there's nothing on him. Like, my son had nothing on him. And the police pulled up. Well, my son and the guy had ended up fighting. They did fight, and they did fight. They did fight right there, you know. And so the officer that had his gun drawn on my son was the one that followed us over there. He was the first one on the scene, and he was able to comprehend Mr. Mills. He was able to get him. Well, later I found out that when they had arrested him, he never got charged with the stolen car, y'all. He never got charged with it. He went to jail for a dangerous substance, and a failure to appear. That's what he went to jail for. And they didn't take my son. Nothing. They let my son go because he was cooperative, and you know, and he didn't do anything wrong, you know. So, all right. So that was the last time of us hearing anything about that. Okay. That was it.
What year was that?
This was in 2024, in March.
Okay.
March 2024, and what happened? March 2024. I don't even know the exact date, but I got evidence. I'll make sure I show that as well. And so, anyhow,
don't forget these cameras too.
It's okay. Keep rotating.
You're right.
That's why I'm so nervous, because I'm sitting. I'm finally getting to speak. So, anyway,
take your time. You're good.
So anyhow, that was it. So that was the last time that we had heard anything, you know, about that. Like we didn't know absolutely nothing. Okay. Well, so about 2 weeks had went by. My son's baby mother ended up purchasing and buying my son a car, a 2-door car. Okay. Y'all heard what I said. Okay. A 2-door Buick is what it was. Okay. And he had the title, the bill of sale, he had everything. Right. You know.
You made sure this time. We're not doing that again.
Well, she made sure.
Right.
Yeah, she like, we not, So anyhow. Facts. So they got that, and everything was all good. Like, my son was out here doing his thing. Like, he was working and, and being a father. And when he didn't work, my son would, even if he wouldn't hung out with his friends, my grandson was with his father, and they love to go fish. Like, he taught my grandson how to fish, and he was trying to teach me. I don't know how to fish, and then I don't like stuff that moves.
Right.
So anyway, not my thing. So anyhow, I think in May of 2024, May 2024 is when I believe it was a Tuesday. Me and my best friend was together, and we were, I think I was going to, where was we going, friend? Was I going to my mama's house? Anyhow, I was over there by Northwest 10th because my mother stays on Northwest 10th. And so I was on my way over there. Well, I seen, it was stuff, was blocked off and, and everything. And I'm like, I told my friend, I was like, that's a lot of stuff going on down there. I was like, Lord, please, I hope ain't nobody got killed, because it's always something happening on Northwest 10th Street.
Right.
Every time you look up, it's always something happening over there. And at that time, I didn't know that it was, in between the car wash and the store, and that bar, I'm gonna say, we're right there.
Right.
I didn't, that's where the crime scene was at. That's where the crime scene was at, y'all. And so, anyhow, I don't know why, I immediately called my son, and I'm like, hey, he answered the phone, and I'm like, whew, I'm like, well, what you doing? He was like, nothing. And I was like, well, where you at? Well, he let me know that he, was at Thundercuts. He took his uncle to go get a haircut. Y'all heard what I said. My son was at Thundercuts. He took his uncle,
Sergio,
to get a haircut. At the time of this going on, my son wasn't there. I called him. But still, at this time, I'm not knowing nothing. And
for those that don't know, Thundercuts is way over.
It's on 16th and Meridian.
Yep.
So 16th and Meridian. And this is on 10th and Rockwell.
Right.
Okay, so anyhow, some days had went by, and the police, had contacted my son. They very first contacted them, and this is what they left out. They had contacted them, and they had contacted my son and asked my son, could he come in, because my son was the last one to have an altercation with him. And my son, it was no problem, y'all. So my son, he did go in, and so.
Okay, now pause. The man that sold him the car that was stolen.
Oh, let me get back to that part. This is how they wanted my son to come in. Thank you. I'm nervous, y'all. I'm nervous. When one of the officers had got there, was a lot of officers there already, and the officer that came is one of, I'm going to release names, and he came, and he said that when he got there to the scene, he walked up to the victim and seen him in the street, and he was like, oh, I remember him. His name is Mr. Mills, and it's about a stolen car. We have a suspect already. What? Make it make sense.
Wait a minute. So he said that on 10th and Rockwell at that crime scene?
That's exactly what he said. In court, the officer, the officer that had his gun drawn on my son, his partner, because he did come to assist, with the arrest of Mr. Mills back in March.
Right.
And he was there. So when he got there, he stated that he knew the victim, and he said he said that he remembered him. It's about a stolen car, and they have a suspect already. Yeah, that's what they said. Okay, well, before they arrested my son, they contacted him and asked if my son could come in. After they tested my son for gunpowder residue, it was negative. It was negative. It was negative. All right, just make sure y'all heard that. And so they questioned my son, and they asked my son, you know, how did he feel about when Mr. Mills being, you know, deceased? And my son was like, you know, like he didn't even know, because at this time, they ain't told us this man's name. At the time of his arrest, we never knew his name. I didn't learn of his name until they end up charging my son. That's when I learned of this man's name.
Yeah.
And, you know, so at this time, because my son knew him by Steven, in the report, his, you know, it states, you know, his name was Steven in there. So that's what.
Is it falling off? Let me see.
Yeah, kind of.
I think it's this real quick. Okay, sorry, sis. I got you.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Feel better?
Okay, so
There you go.
sorry.
It's okay.
So anyway, they asked my son, well, how did he feel about, you know, this guy being deceased? And my son, you know, didn't know that man was deceased. And my son, you know, and then the detective also asked him, wait a minute, I said that backwards.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
She asked my son, how did my son feel about this man being out of jail, is what it was. I apologize, y'all.
It's okay.
And my son said that he didn't even know that man was out of jail. He said his statement was, he not out of jail. He in jail, real jail. And that was the last thing that my son said. That was it. So they ended up testing my son for gunpowder residue, and it was negative. And they let my son go. They let my son go. So some time had went on, like some days had went on, you know, and that was the last that we had heard of that. Well, May 24th, 2024, I got a call from the county jail, and it was my son, and I'm like, what the hell is you doing in jail, you know? And he was like, Mom, he let me know that the police, you know, he was leaving from, I can't even think of the apartment's name on Melrose, y'all, the ghetto apartments, London Square. He was leaving London Square Apartments is what it was, and the police surrounded my son's car.
They must have been watching him the whole time.
I'm gonna get to that on how they got on how they did
I'm getting
that.
ahead of myself, girl.
Where they surrounded him, they beat my son. My son urinated on himself because he was scared, because he didn't know what the fuck was going on. Why the fuck, you know, was they arresting him?
Yeah.
Well, so that's when he later found out that they said it was on a murder complaint, you know, and so they held my son in custody, and he was scared, and he was like, Mama, he was like, they got me in here like I had something to do, like I ain't seen that man, you know, like he just going on and on and on, and I'm like, hold on, son. So it was late. It was like around midnight, so it was nothing that I could do. So I had to wait. So the next day I called the county. The county like, oh, he's not charged with anything. He's just in here on hold. They have up to 14 days, to hold him. And if they don't charge him by the 14th day, then they will release him. Well, on the 14th day is when they decided to put this murder on my son. Not once did they go out and do an investigation, and I didn't like how they just tried to paint this picture of my son just being this angry, black man, Well, the fact that I had to go do some digging because I'm like, who the fuck is this man? Now, y'all, I'm all over the place. I go pull him up, and this motherfucker, he got a rap sheet 10 times worse than my son's shit. I don't even see how the fuck he was even out in the first place, all the shit he had going on. And I'm not even going to discuss his shit, but, the shit is bad, I'm talking about. I kind of want to put it out there because can I do that? Yeah, so this motherfucker, y'all, from 2024 all the way down to 06, that was the only thing I couldn't see was the 06 case, y'all. This motherfucker had. That was just his whole life, y'all. That's what he did, y'all. Like, he stole from people. He burglary in the first, second, and third degree, assault on a police officer, escape from the penitentiary, forgery. I'm talking about, y'all, it went on and on and on and on. And then, not to mention, him and his girl was on the news, from some burglaries in Edmond, Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was just crazy to me. So then I started talking, I said I started talking. I was calling and I'm trying to talk to these detectives.
Yeah, trying to do your research.
And they're not telling me shit, y'all. They like, oh, well, I'll call you back. That's all it's ever been is that they'll call me back.
Now, I want you to pause right there. First of all, if y'all just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. This is Mario Mason's story, y'all. A lot of times when y'all see things on the news, y'all go off of what you see and hear that the news wrote. They don't write the truth. They writing what's going to get you to read they magazine, newspaper, tune in, all of that. So y'all really need to think about how many people is in there that's innocent. And it's clear because I literally just dealt with this. These motherfucking detectives, they are so adamant on closing the case. They don't even give a fuck about searching for. They didn't go look for no evidence for me. They didn't have no weapon for me. None of that shit. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Absolutely. They just, if you fit the description for them, they gonna make it whatever they want to the world, and the world is gonna go ahead and follow with it. Shame on y'all for following suit.
Yeah.
Now continue. Sorry.
And so, anyhow, on the 14th day, they charged my son. Y'all, mind y'all, I had just went on leave, y'all. I had just had knee surgery, okay? So I had been off of work, for, some time. And when my son went to a pre-trial in October, y'all, that's what I didn't understand is that my son they charged my son in May, and then he already at pre-trial in October.
Me too. That's what I'm saying. This is how you know they want to close a case. They don't give a fuck. My son was on fucking pre-trial in October of 2024. It started on October the 8th, 2024, y'all. This is the day that I had my knee surgery, so I couldn't be there. You see how quick they was trying to close that case? Yeah. Like, I've never heard of that. Like, I need to know these motherfuckers' names. Oh, I got them in here. And, so I got them. And so, anyhow, my mind just went. It's okay. So, they charge your son. You did your digging. You did your research.
Mm-hmm.
You found out who the guy was. Where did you go from there after you found out who the guy was?
You know, again, yeah, that's where I was at my knee surgery. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. And,
it's okay,
man. And yes, I had my knee surgery, and so after I came home, you know, I was on medication because I was in so much pain, and you know, but my daughters was going to pre-trial every day, so they was coming back and they were telling me everything of what was going on, and you know, and you know, et cetera, and nothing was making no fucking sense to me at all about
even
this
with the medication.
Case. Even with the medication, nothing was making fucking sense to me. So anyhow, he had pre-trial, and then it was over, and then he ended up going to trial in April 21st to April 23rd. It was
now I want to pause you. Did he ever make a post like saying anything about how that officer pulled that gun out on him?
No, that never, like, none of that never came out. But Mario did say it when they had brought him in, or when they picked him up on the murder complaint, when they had him in the interrogation room. My son did mention that in the report. I'm gonna get to that too. So I'm gonna start pulling out all my evidence. And so anyhow,
so your daughters was coming back telling you the information.
Like, so
nothing was making sense.
Nothing was making sense, y'all. Nothing was making sense. The girl said that she never knew my son, and she never saw my son. The detective showed her a picture of my son and said, "This is the man that killed Mr. Mills." That's how that got started in the pre-trial. And again, I got the paperwork.
Because that transcript is...
I got everything. And I went, y'all, and mind y'all, I didn't open this until last night, the first time. Is when because I knew I was coming on here, and you know, and I was writing, you know, down questions and stuff that I wanted to ask, like just stuff that I wanted to get out there about my baby, to tell my baby side, because y'all was definitely misled, and it just wasn't fucking fair. You know, it just wasn't fair. And sadly, that's what happened to a lot of our peoples, is that they be innocent, and
they either don't have the right representation to fight for them, and they know they innocent.
And at the time, I didn't have the money. I couldn't afford no attorneys or nothing.
It's
my
okay.
son,
it's okay.
My son, I can.
I know.
So my son had 2 public defenders, and I felt like that them bitches didn't do their fucking job
at all.
At all, no fucking where. Cause let me tell you, how the fuck you go will represent my fucking son, but not go out and go get statements from the people at Thundercuts, or go get the surveillance, you know, that they say that my son was supposedly, mind y'all, and I don't know, I know a lot of y'all familiar with Northwest 10th Street. The girl said that a guy with long dreads, y'all heard what I said, long dreads, and if y'all know my son, he was just starting his lock journey, and y'all, his hair didn't even reach his forehead. Like, y'all, I'm talking about his shit was stuck to his head. He, you know, he had just started, you know what I'm saying? And anyway, the girl said it was a 4-door car, and he, in the parking lot where the Family Dollar is that it's a cabinet store, the Family Dollar, and AutoZone, and then, you know, Northwest 10th, and then a rally across the street, and used to be Advanced Auto Parts right there. You telling me that nobody had that surveillance? You telling me that nobody showed that shit in court? Yeah, it was never shown in court.
I bet you the police really killed him.
You know, I believe it too. You know, but yeah, it just don't make sense. Okay, so anyhow, the girl said that it was a 4-door car. My son didn't have a 4-door car, y'all. He had a 2-door car. And then y'all say that my son killed this man about a stolen car. How the fuck can y'all say that my son killed this man about a stolen car that y'all didn't even present, show, or anything? And then, and not to mention, y'all didn't even tell, like, I felt like that they had misled the jury, you know. And speaking of the jury, I thought, you know, my son was supposed to, I don't really know too much about it, but, you know, I thought he was supposed to have, you know, peers of his age or somewhat, you know, somewhat like that. Man, he had an all-white fucking jury, and you could tell them motherfuckers was racist. Every last one of them. I don't give a fuck. Like, you could tell every last one of them was. Okay, I'm gonna get to that part. Skip. So anyway, as I was going to his actual trial dates, and I'm sitting in here and I'm listening, you know, it was a few times that the public defender, you know, had did their job, and it was only on certain stuff that they only wanted to address. You know what I mean? How people back in 2024 said this, but now in 2025, and you taking this stand now, you saying this, and how is it that every last one of them motherfucking detectives, y'all, not near one of them motherfuckers had they motherfucking statements that they had from 2024, you know, that they came up with, trial had came up too quick, I didn't have time to grab it, or I guess I had misplaced it. It was so long ago, I really don't remember. Hold on, but how can you say that? This is my son's life on the line, you know? Like, what the fuck? Like, y'all, I'm raging with anger sitting on this bench because I want to jump up. Like, I just want to, you know, man, I just want to say so much, you know, I just want to say so much. And then, you know, talking to my son, you know, he telling me that his public defenders only came to see him when it was time for him to go to court. That's the only time that they had came. Or when trial was coming up, you know what I'm saying, that was the only time that they had came up. But they didn't even go out and do their job to, you know, even try to prove my son's innocence. You know, they didn't ask my brother shit about my son, and my son was with my brother, okay? They didn't go get the evidence to prove that my baby was at where he was at. Y'all don't know who killed this man, because he didn't stolen, you know, from other people, like, you know, like it was so my thing is, who did he steal the car from? That was my very first thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck did you steal this? You know what I'm saying? How do y'all not know that, you know, it wasn't him? So, you know, so my mind, so I'm just the mother, y'all. So my mind is just going all over the place. Like, I'm thinking all kind of shit. And people know they kids like, you know when your kids is lying, and you know when they telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Right. Well, I knew that my son was telling the truth, you know, and I'm talking to him, and, you know, and I'm talking to him, and I'm telling him, you know, it's going to be okay. You know, he telling me about how they was, you know, mistreating him in there.
Now, I want to pause you right there because a lot of people don't understand that this happens. Like, if an officer feels some type of way, which is the reason why I asked if he mentioned that officer pulling that gun on him, because they gonna think, oh, well, people fight cases all the time. Why would they just pick on him? Did he tell you why they was picking on him?
They told, well, my son said that when he was fighting, before they actually charged him with the murder, my son was telling me how, and he never told me their names. He just said the white officer, and it was one black officer, and I didn't get that motherfucker name, but I'm almost for sure it's the same motherfucker, because when we were in trial, my son turned around and he looked at us, and he was just like, and me and his sisters, was like, I love you too. Well, the black officer pushed my son's head into the fucking door, and that shit pissed me the fuck off. Like, girl, like I just wanted to hop up off that bench, because I don't give a fuck how old my kids get. Like, them still my babies at the end of the day, y'all. Like, they still my babies. And so, anyhow, so fast forward, y'all, I'm hearing all this shit. So they presenting they evidence, y'all, and they don't have no evidence, y'all. They didn't and don't have a murder weapon, okay? They didn't have the car.
You got some comments on TikTok, CC.
Hey, it was just so much stuff, y'all. Like, that case was just so fucked up. It was just no understanding to this case, okay? And it was like, I know the jurors heard what we heard, and then y'all, the only video that they showed was from the Hope Center. Now, y'all have to ask yourself, why did they only choose to go with the Hope Center surveillance if my son was supposedly, were threatening y'all or following y'all, and he circled y'all in this parking lot of these 3 major business right here, and then these flock cameras that y'all got on Northwest 10th. Y'all telling me that y'all couldn't pull any of that up? They couldn't pull any of that up. None of that shit was shown. But they did show a surveillance from the Hope Center, y'all. And when I tell y'all, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, so, can y'all see that piece of tissue on my hand? Can y'all see this tissue on my hand? This bitch was, the detective was saying, how these people just left the dollar store and how they had tissue and et cetera, in their hands. You couldn't see shit. You barely could see cars driving by, but you could tell it was cars because how they were how they were going. That's it. But you couldn't make out the color of, or if it was a car, if it was a truck, you couldn't see any of that shit. So anyway, at the time, y'all, the bitch on this screen, and again, let me show y'all, she on this screen, the judge had to tell her to get down and go to the screen to show us what she was talking about.
So what was she saying that little dot was?
It was the people.
Wait a minute. So that was supposed to be your son?
No,
Is
the victim and the girlfriend, Miss Hopkins.
What was they doing? What they got to do with?
They was walking from, I guess, the dollar store, and my son, they say, my son was on the side of on the side of the store. And
so where's that? Where did we see him at?
So I mean, y'all see, I still got my hand up here. I need y'all to pay attention. And this dot, the officer she bring her line ass down here, and she's showing and her hand going all over the screen. She's like, oh, we're right here, and you can see the person we're running from across the street. Oh, see, and you hear the two gunshots. Oh, and Mr. Mills fell right there. You can see it. Yeah, it was nothing. Like, you couldn't see absolutely nothing. And I'm just like, how the fuck was that even able to stand up in court? Because you couldn't see shit. Like, you couldn't see a motherfucking thing. Like, you couldn't see shit. Like, you couldn't see where the person came from across the street. Like, it was crazy. So anyhow, on April 24th, no, on April 23rd, because like I said, his trial was only 2 days. It was 21st, and the 21st to the 23rd, and the 24th was his where they sentenced him. Mm-hmm. And so we were in there, and that's when the jury, came back. The jury went to go to deliberate, and they was only in there for a couple of hours. Well, they came back out, and they asked for more evidence. The judge told them that they didn't have no more evidence, that they needed to work with what they had. Did y'all hear what I said? Mm. So they went back, in the back. And so a couple of hours went by. They came back. And they came back. Everybody except one person said guilty. One person said not guilty. Mm-hmm. The judge said, well, y'all gonna have to go back and y'all gonna have to redo it. And he was like, and I don't want, for you to feel pressured, if your answer is still not guilty, then I don't want for you to feel pressured, and you stick with, with your answer. We all knew it wasn't gonna come back like that. We had already knew that when they went back. So when they went back, and they came back out, they all said guilty. And so that's that's when the the people said life without parole. And so the judge, had the family to leave. The judge had the family, Mr. Mills' family, to leave. They took them out. The judge tell my son, okay, this is where it'd be hard for me to talk about. The judge tell my son that, she tell my son that if he waive his rights to appeals, that she'll give him life with parole.
That's how they trick you. Like they giving you a deal. Like they helping you out.
Like, what? Like, I couldn't tell my son, like, hell nah. And y'all, looking at my baby face that day when they came out with that verdict, I already knew that my baby was going to give up then, because y'all, they didn't like they failed my baby at the end of the day. Like, they failed my baby. Like, they didn't. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, like, y'all need to get justice for that man's family. I'm not going to be at peace until I can get justice for my baby, because it was wrong. And somebody has to be held accountable. So, okay. Past that, I wasn't okay with that. I reached out to Mr. Kenneth Watson, attorney. I went and talked to him, he went to go try to see my son, And then he called me and let me know that that's when he found out that they don't supposedly let them see them anymore, that you got to make appointments now. So he had to make an appointment. So on May 12th, that's when he went to go see my son. And he talked to my son, and he let my son know that before he went and saw him, he went, and he had talked to Judge Susan Sullivan. And he said that he talked to her, and he said he told her that she was wrong for allowing for that case to go on in her courtroom, because they had with no evidence, and it should have been thrown out. Like, that it shouldn't have just held up, and she knew that. And he said that she was like, well, it wasn't up to me, it was up to the juries, and he was like, you should have threw that case out. There's no way that you can, say that. And see, and I'm sorry, y'all, because I got to go back. In trial, the medical examiner, she got up there and she spoke, and she said that the way that Mr. Mills was shot, she said that if my son would have, killed this man the way that he was shot, said that he definitely would have had his DNA on him. So when they had got my son in there, when they called, they got him in there for questioning and stuff, when they tested him for gunpowder with residue, it was negative, and they checked his shoes. Yeah, I don't fucking know why, but they checked his shoes, and he had no DNA on nothing. So y'all don't have a murder weapon, you don't have eyewitness, and you don't have
any DNA.
The DNA, the ski mask, like, and y'all, and then the two witnesses, and they say the guy say the dude had on a ski mask, They asked him, was it my son that he saw? And he said no. He said, because the guy that he saw, he had long dreads. Again, my son didn't have dreads at all, y'all. He didn't have dreads at all. And the girl that she said she had just got off of work, and they were driving by 10th, and she seen when she was driving by, she said that she did see a guy, but he looked suspicious. And so she said that she told somebody to turn around, and as they was turning around, they heard the gunshots and stuff, but she knew that the person she saw looked suspicious. So they asked her, was that, my son that she saw? And she was like, no. She said the person that, he had long dreads. So they keep saying that this person had long dreads, okay? Mm-hmm. And so, and then and we also heard the audio calls and stuff from people making a 911 call. One of the young men that made the call, they said, he didn't want to come and testify in court because he fitted the description of the suspect, because he had long dreads and he had on a black hoodie and he was fit. They later on found out that he was the 911 caller, and so they knew they had messed up, so they let him go. Like, nothing is making sense. Like,
now, your son, as he was waiting once he finally got charged, as he was waiting to go to prison, he had to stay in the Oklahoma County Jail to wait to pull chains.
Yes, I I was just about to start talking about that. So, when I'm gonna show y'all a picture of the sentencing. The judge told my son that if he waived his rights to an appeals, that she'll give him life with the possibility of parole, and she'll let me hug my son one last time. And my son signed that, but I don't.
He didn't fully understand. A lot of people don't.
I don't think that my son was, because he was like in a state of shock. And y'all, when they read guilty, y'all, my son, he was like, I started crying immediately, and his voice, like, it was just like, Mama, like, okay. The judge asked the public defenders why they didn't go out and get proof. Proof. They only went to Family Dollar, and they said that their cameras wasn't working. But you got this cabinet store, and you got this AutoZone. Y'all telling me that y'all didn't go there? Because I'm definitely sure it would have caught it. Nobody had that. So, anyhow, every day after that, my son, he was telling me bye, and I just wasn't. It wasn't registering to me. I can't even talk now. But it was the way he was talking, and, I had got in touch with Mr. Watson, so like I said, and on May 12th of 2025 was the day that Mr. Watson saw my son, and it was around his appointment was at 1:30 to be exact. Mm-hmm. He talked to my son, and my son called me after he seen him, and he let me know what Mr. Watson said, and then Mr. Watson had ended up calling me as well. My son called, and he was just like, I played the audio. I think I gave you the audio. You played it. He told me not to spend no more money. He told me not to spend no more money. He told me to just take care of myself and, and my kids and, his siblings and and take care of his son, because my baby was very active in his son's life from the moment he was born. Like, my son told me, he said, Mama, he said, I love you. And he told his sister, he'll never call her Tiana unless he mad. He called her TT. He was like, Mama, he was like, TT, he was like, I love you. He was like, I'm about to get off this phone. He was like, I need to relieve some stress, And my mom had ended up getting sick that day, and I took her to Baptist Hospital. And we was in there, and it was so packed. It was so busy on May 12th, y'all. Mind you, it was probably around 4 something. I can't even say the exact time, but I know it was around 4. And they had just checked my mama in triage, and she had to sit back out in the waiting room. And my daughter was pregnant at the time, you know, and so she had, I was like, Mama, I said, I'm finna go outside. I'm finna go smoke. I'll be right back, you know. No, wait a minute. Let me back up. When I made it to the hospital, my sister Trish, she had, I pulled up in, you know, an emergency thingy. She took my mom in for me, and I went to go park. When I went to go park, y'all, when I got out the car, and like, y'all, when I got out, so when you get out the car, you know, you standing up, y'all, like, I didn't even get to fully stand up, like, y'all, I had this cramp so horrific, like, it was like in my eye, like in my belly button, and y'all, it was so crucial, y'all, that it made me fucking slump over, and I stayed there between, you know, maybe like almost 5 minutes, if I can remember, you know what I'm saying? Like, this pain, it wouldn't go away. And that was around like 4 something. So like I said, y'all, I think that was the time when my baby left. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt it. I just didn't know it. I didn't know that's what that was. And so now, that's why I told my mom I'm finna go smoke. And right before I could hit the doors to go out, my daughter called me, and she was screaming and yelling, and you know, and I'm like, girl, calm down. I'm like, I can't hear you. Like, but what, you know? And she telling me, and it's not registering to me what she's saying, because in my mind, it's not allowing me to hear what I'm hearing, you know, like, I wasn't hearing what I was hearing. I was just thinking about her being pregnant. Like, I didn't know she got into a wreck, or, you know, she went into labor. Like, I'm not knowing. And I said, Tiana, I said, I can't hear you. She told me. She told me my baby was gone, and I fucking lost it. I lost it. The nurses, I started screaming and shit, and I told my sister to go get my mama. I'm like, I'm gonna pull around, and the nurses was trying to, this white bitch, the nurse kept trying to take my fucking keys from me. And I'm like, bitch, I'm about to beat your ass if you don't get the fuck up off of me. Like, bitch, I need to get to the county, because that's where I'm going. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, this bitch, nigga, wretched in my car, y'all, and tried to snatch my keys out the ignition, and I think I draw back, because I was about to fuck this bitch up, like, because, bitch, this is my son, this is my seed, like, I'm, you know, like, this can't be true, what the fuck I'm hearing right now, you know? So, y'all, get to the fucking county. Y'all, do y'all know these motherfuckers would not let me inside of the building? They locked the doors. I called. The captain answered the phone. Would they transfer me to the captain? He answered. He told me he'll be out. He never fucking came out. Nobody in that motherfucker never came out, y'all. I was there at 5 o'clock to be exact. I was at the county, y'all, from 5 o'clock p.m. It was 9:45 p.m. I was about to leave, because nobody came out and said nothing. And then 2 detectives came out, and come out there like, you know, all with cocky and shit. Yeah, I you know, I'm the night detective or some shit he said, or something along that lines. He had just, you know, had got there, and he was like, so I can answer anything that you want to know. Bitch, you know what the fuck I want to know. You know why I'm here. I'm sure they told y'all why I was here. And I said, I just want to know if that was my son. And he told me, yeah, that was my son. Like, and people expect for me not to have feelings, or expect for me to be okay. Like, no, I'm not okay. I ain't gonna never be okay, y'all. Like, y'all, I have been mentally and physically and emotionally fucked up. Like, Yeah. And then I had to find out through Facebook my son died, okay? Like,
I was just about to ask you, did they call you and let you know?
The county, y'all, to this day, y'all, the county never said nothing to me. Y'all had been trying to get my son's property. The night my son, you know, when they came out and they let me know it was my son, he brought me out a bag. They didn't give me all my son's shit. They gave me some shit of my son's and someone else's shit. And if I was thinking, I wish I'd have kept them fucking clothes, but I threw them away because it wasn't my son's clothes.
Yeah.
But I did keep that phone because I thought it was my son's phone. It's a white man's phone. And I still have that phone right now.
Good.
I still have that phone.
Good.
I still have that phone.
Because they trying to fucking play. They trying to be funny.
And then...
Oh, my God.
And then, y'all, I have been calling the county every day trying to get answers. You know, trying to get my son's property. Y'all, and they kept telling me, you know, oh, well, his cell is under investigation. And mind y'all that the girl that originally had made the post that put it on Facebook, she said, and I'm going to show that too because I got that too. Did I send it to you? I didn't send it to you, did I? Okay. She was like, hey, I'm trying to reach, you know, with this young man's family, you know, because my honey, you know, just called me to let me know, you know, that this had happened. And
that's what they sent to me. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And she was like,
they not telling nobody.
Yeah, that they not telling nobody. Y'all, they left my son in that cell hanging. Y'all, my son was hanging from approximately 4 o'clock until like, or it might have, it could have even been 3 because I got off the phone with my son. He called at 2:30 and we got off the phone at 2:40. We only talked for 10 minutes. That I know. So anywhere in between then, you know what I'm saying, till they had went up there. But I do know that the messages that I got, that they reached out to me to let me know that my son was hanging for at least 3 hours before they even went in there. They let me know that they were ringing the intercoms. They were beating on, you know, on the doors, like they were yelling, and they said nobody never came in there. Nobody never came in there. Like, that was my baby. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about shit. Everything I've been through with that boy, I'd rather do it all over again with him here right now. And y'all, it's nights I don't sleep. It's my soul is just not right now. I don't have no understanding. Yeah, and I just wanted to tell my baby side of the story. Like, this shit is crazy. And then when I get to these, this is when I'm finna get ready to start showing y'all everything that I have. And then, because it's the shit that they didn't tell y'all.
Imagine this happening to me. NAACP, here we come. Exactly. That's my wife.
Period. Yeah, in these reports, y'all. Here, you read it for me because
I know that name. Vicky Zimp was the district attorney, bitch. And some of this stuff I'm gonna, when I do the reel of, right, Giselle, she said, rest in peace, Mario.
Thank you.
I'm gonna show you guys some of this.
this? Could you read that for me?
The victim Mills said, I did not know it was a stolen car, but I have your money. Witness Hobson told investigators that the suspect produced the gun. Witness Hobson said victim Mills told the suspect, don't kill her. Wait a minute. Witness Hobson told investigators that the suspect told her, I am not going to do anything to you, just don't say anything. Witness Hobson said the suspect shot victim Mills multiple times before running Northwest 10th. The witness Hobson described the suspect as having a thin build, wearing a blue hoodie, a ski mask, and was a black male. Witness Hobson said the suspect was wearing gloves and he could see his skin was darker than her skin. Witness Hobson said the suspect's mother name is Cicily Mason, and she sent approximately $300 to the victim Cash App.
Okay, now pause. Let me stop you before you finish. Mm-hmm. And she's going to get to it. She's going to be able to tell y'all that. So, mind y'all, I said I cashed apped him, okay? And she, I guess, seen the Cash App. Y'all, this girl fucking stalked me on Facebook because she thought I was sleeping with her man. Y'all, she thought I was sleeping with her man. Okay, go ahead.
That's why she thought the $300 had came.
Yeah. What? She thought I was, the money I cashed apped him, she thought I was sleeping with her man.
And was paying for, girl,
yeah.
She better get on. Witness Hobson described the suspect's vehicle as an old light blue 4-door box-shaped vehicle. Witness Hobson saw the vehicle near Northwest 10th and Rockwell driving by Family Dollar. Witness Hobson described the male as black with dreads and in the driver's seat. Homicide investigators show Witness Hobson a flock image of a 4-door 1998 Buick Regal light blue color bearing the Oklahoma temporary tags. Hobson confirmed that that was the vehicle she saw driving. Witness Hobson advised victim Mills stated that this person who wants to kill him.
So you make it make sense?
Okay, so this is the first incident report.
Yeah.
Now, where's the video, though?
Look. And they didn't show that in court.
Oh, my gosh. Because it says even the, hold the fuck up.
Yeah, they never showed any videos from Family Dollar. But they say in this report that they did.
Yep, that's what it says. It says footage around the spot plus Family Dollar.
The spot is a store. They never showed the spot, nor did they ever show the video, okay? But they, right here, they have footage, but they never showed it in court. Now, this page is the night he got arrested. This is what I wanted you to read. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I went through it last night, and so I got them all mixed up.
While under Miranda, I think it's AR something, Mills changed his story and informed me Cicily had picked him up from the south side to buy drugs from him.
Pause. Did y'all hear what she said? What? This man said, I picked him up from the south side to buy drugs from him. Y'all, I never seen this man a day in my life. Never met that man. Didn't even know what that man looked like until the day the police had followed us over there before they had fucking arrested him.
Cicily was already in the vehicle when he picked him up. A.R. Mills stated Cicily transported him to this address where A.R. Mills sold him drugs through Cash App deal.
Yeah. I don't know if they heard you. Well, can they hear you good when you said that? Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, I know we going over time, but I want to say this. Any of these evidence, I'm gonna show y'all this too. Is there any predominant evidence that you want me to show right now before we get off that maybe they can see on the screen? Because if not, I could show it on the...
These is the shoes that my son had on the night that they questioned him. Because they said this patterning, y'all, they said this patterning matched the crime scene.
Everybody knows that this is the shoe that
this is
all
a retro Jordan. The detective said that this is an off-brand, and this is the only pair of retro off-brand Jordan that was made. So, my son the only one that had this shoe. But mind y'all...
Wait a minute. This is the only pair that was ever made? One and one?
Yeah.
One of none. So y'all...
The only one, and again, I got it in here. And not only that, they even tested his shoes for DNA. Yeah, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
The same shoes that they said was the only ones that was there.
The
on the crime
same shoe,
scene.
y'all. The same shoe, y'all. And they tested it for DNA, y'all. And it was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. It was absolutely nothing. No DNA on there.
We gotta listen. Wherever you are watching this from, we have to help get justice for Mario. We have to. We have to. We got so much evidence that the judicial system is fucked up. You guys seen firsthand with me. Luckily, I didn't have... Listen, it got dismissed the day of trial. Not everybody is that lucky. Not everybody gets that. We have to be the voice for the voiceless. We have to do our part. We have to shake the system up because the system is fucked. And it only caters to certain people when they want it to. We have to get justice for Mario.
Okay, and you're absolutely right, because that's exactly what Mr. Watson said. Mm-hmm. And that bitch said that it wasn't up to her, that the jury had this fucking decided. That's exactly what the fuck that bitch said. Mm-hmm. And listen, are we about to wrap this up?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so, yeah, I'm just asking. I want to get justice for my son, y'all. Since my son been gone, I literally been going through it. Job wise, not, you know, I'm going through it right now, you know, and I just want to get justice for my baby. So if you guys don't realize this, justice cost. It's going to cost her to get a good lawyer to open and bust this case back open. It costs to pay back the things that she's already paid for. Sorry. And so if y'all could help, I would link my Cash App in the thing. And whatever y'all can help with will be appreciated. And also for my grandson.
Say it out loud for the ones, because it's going to be on my Spotify, Apple, and Pandora.
Okay.
What your Cash App is?
And my Cash App, it is CicilyMason. It's Rena Mason, but I will put it in.
Can you spell it out for them?
Mm-hmm. It's going to be REENE Mason. Let me make sure, y'all. Hold on. It's Cicily Mason. It's going to be the $ Cicily, capital CICLEY, Rena, REENE.
Now, for those that's listening on Spotify, Apple, and Pandora, you know, this isn't an easy situation to go through.
Yes.
Exactly. That's your sister. She said, "Hey, sis," earlier.
Hey, boo, thank you.
if you guys can, whatever you can do, I'll make sure that once I post the actual reel and I post the actual video, I will make sure that I put it in the description that if you do want to help, she doesn't have a GoFundMe up, but she does have a Cash App. And any help helps. $1, 50 cents, $50,
Anything.
whatever. Anything helps.
You
We
know.
have to help get justice for Mario. If you see this video, share it live. It's going to stay up on Facebook, if it is on Facebook still, for 30 days. But it will always be on Spotify, Apple, and Pandora. Thanks for making my mom heard. No problem. No problem,
Thank you.
guys.
Yes, y'all. Please, anything
You're welcome,
will help.
sis.
Y'all, my grandson Mario Jr. be having night terrors. Like he wake up, in the middle of the night. Like I'm not there to see what they go through, him and his mom, but y'all, they were inseparable. Like Shayla could sniff Mario out of nowhere. Like when I couldn't find him, she'd be like, "I'll be right back, mama." And that girl like I'll come back, I'll be like, "Girl, where the fuck did you find him?" And I've been looking for him. She's like, "Mama, I know everywhere where he be at. He can't hide from me." So it would be funny, but it was the bond that they had. And now my grandson, don't have no understanding. My grandson, mom, and my son was not together. They were awesome co-parenters.
When's your grandson's birthday?
His birthday is the day after Mario's sister's birthday, July 29th.
Okay, it's coming up, y'all. We got to do something for Mario Jr.
Yes, please. Anything would help. But I was gonna say, damn, what was I finna say?
You was talking about how they was inseparable.
Oh yeah, they were inseparable. Like it was just crazy. But anyhow, my grandson just don't have no understanding. His mother, is pregnant right now, and what hurted me the most is that the day of her gender reveal, my grandson couldn't be happy, you know what I mean, because that bothered him. And he said, he mad because this baby gonna have both of his parents and he don't have his daddy, and that broke me. My daughter TT, she had to get her nephew because he have his days, and that day hurt him, and to see everything, what was going on, and then he finna have a new sibling, and so this sibling finna get to do everything with his dad, and he don't get to do that with his dad no more, and shout out to Zach, he is a awesome, father figure for my grandson, like, and
Shout out to Zach.
And I love him, because he definitely steps up, and he definitely don't, throw shade or none of that. When they have their moments, he let them have that, and he comforts them, and he talks to them, and I love that, so shout out to you, Zach.
Yeah, facts. Shout out to you. And again, if you guys can do anything to help before we wrap it up, it will be in the description. Make sure that you follow CicilyMason on all social media. We got to get justice for Mario. We have to. Please, y'all, we got to do what we can. We got to do our part. And sometimes that takes sharing. Sometimes that takes helping take care of Mama and Mario Jr. Sometimes it takes just that. I do want to ask one question. Do you have a church family?
I do.
Did they do anything to help?
He did my son's funeral.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That makes me feel good. That gives me hope. Because I've always wondered that. When people are, yes, you said it takes a village. Yes, it does. Do you have an extra one?
I'm gonna give this one to you.
Yes. Thank you.
That's why I brought it.
Thank you.
This is my baby, y'all. show y'all. That's me and my baby.
Y'all, he was so fun. I looked at all his videos. He was so fun. Long live Mario. Don't forget this camera.
I know there's something coming up here. And yeah, let me go here. Look at that picture. My baby with his baby, y'all. Yeah, so you know,
she thought about I made that obituary look good. Sis, you childish.
Yeah, y'all. This is. I don't wish this on my worst enemy, y'all. Like, no. You never know. You know, when people think that they be having, you know, the words, and I used to be with one of them, you know, like when people would lose somebody, I'd be like, oh yeah, you know, it's gonna be okay, you know, he or she in a better place, and you don't know how that make a person feel until you're in their shoes. Mm-hmm. Man, when I learned that my son passed in the county, and mind y'all, I'm gonna link that too, that one of the guards, can I say that?
Yeah. One
of the guards sent me a statement to let me know that she reached out to the lieutenant and to who else was it? The sergeant.
The warden, but the sergeant.
The sergeant, the lieutenant and the sergeant. No, the lieutenant and mental health is what it was.
Yeah,
mental health told them to go check on my son. Mm-hmm. She said that they told him that he wasn't a priority.
Exactly.
She said she left at 4:00, and she said that when she got home and she happened to see on the news at the 6:00 news that my son was gone, and she said she was mad.
Yep, she was calling up there.
You know, she said when she went in the next day, she talked to the lieutenant, and she said that she told them to go check on him and and take him to mental ward, and she said that they said nothing, and she also said, well, we'll reach out to the family and let the family know, I was the last one to have an encounter with him. And she said that they said nothing.
She been trying to get a hold of her.
Yeah, she even tried to get a hold of me and didn't even know how.
Luckily, that video that I posted is the way they got in touch with each other.
The couch, I sent her, the information and the videos and stuff, them calls and stuff. Like, come on, man. Like, she reached out and she gave me that statement, and that meant so much to me that she had given me that, and then she tried to get my baby help, and then and for her to say that they told her that he wasn't a priority.
It just shows you again how the system is.
So I just need justice for my baby. So anything that anybody can do, I would really appreciate it, and thank you for everything that you do, and I just appreciate it, and thank y'all for listening.
You're welcome.
I will definitely post everything in here. Y'all can go back and y'all can look at this case.
Y'all, it's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. Y'all gonna have everything that you need. Cash App, all of that. Everything we need to help get justice for Mario. Is there anything else you would like to say?
Yeah. Even when I did the news conference, y'all, everything that I told y'all, even if y'all go to the news, if y'all don't know, I was on Channel 4 and Channel 9. When I did that conference down there, everything that I told y'all is what I told them, just for them not to play it, like not
they
to put it out there. Yeah, they cut it. They cut it. They did not fucking play it. Still to this day, y'all, the county, I even have audio, and I don't know if I can play it. Can I play it real quick? I might gotta end my live, huh? It's okay.
Y'all, before we head out, we're going to play one more thing.
This is me going to the county. Yeah, I've been going, mind y'all, to try to get my son's property and everything, and they still haven't given me anything. So...
One's in the class and the other's already off?
They're never here. They're never here.
Patrick was here. I saw him earlier, but he gets, depending on if he gets called in early, he might leave early. So I can give you a phone number up there to the hospital.
I just want my son's property from here. Can y'all just give me his property? I just want his property.
Have you checked with the property room to see if it's available?
Well, they told me to check. Well, they didn't have it, but I knew that they had it because they presented everything in court. So I just want my son's stuff. Like, why is it so hard? Like, the county don't have my son's stuff. I'm confused. He went in there with stuff, and I don't have anything. And, yeah, I'm angry. This is my child. It was my child. He went in there, and then he come out in a fucking body bag, and I had to bury my son. I didn't call them. I didn't talk to them. The Paget is the only one that called me, and he said that he's spoken with the other detectives, and he said that they don't have any of my son's property, and that is a lie. They have it.
If he doesn't, if he's saying he doesn't, we don't have it. Why do you think we do have it?
Because the county had stuff, and then the stuff that they presented, yes, is the stuff that they had. And they told me that after my son passed, they said it was under investigation, and some time. Well, it's been almost a year now. Nobody's called me, and not to mention that I had to find out through Facebook my son died. Still to this day, nobody said nothing to me. I am angry. I am an angry parent right now, and everybody expects for me to be okay, and I'm not okay. I'll never be okay.
Give us a second, okay?
Give us a second, okay? $7,198. It's my baby. And Buckingham is not here neither. That black detective with the.
Neither one of them are here today. One's in the class and the other's already off.
They're never here.
Patrick was here.
That was that one. And let me go to. So I am here because I'm trying to get my son's property. Y'all told me that this is at the county jail. When my son first died in here, y'all said that his cell would be under investigation.
Exactly.
And y'all would do that, and then y'all would give me my son's property. But y'all not the ones that I talked to. I don't.
So, what property? Because the stuff that was in the cell would have been. He didn't have very much in the cell because he was in Tin David, so he didn't have.
He had some books in there. He had a diary in there, and I know that for a fact because whoever I forgot his teacher name that he was seeing, his journal is what it is. He told me he had a journal here, and whatever it is that he had on y'all not giving me anything. Yeah. And listen, I'm angry because my son came in here, and then I had to bury my son, and then on top of that. Y'all didn't even have the fucking decency to call me to let me know that my son fucking died in here. I had to find out through fucking Facebook my son died.
Exactly. They are hot and shit.
That's fucked up. I don't know if y'all have kids, but that's fucked up. and I'm angry, and I don't like. I'm trying to have the right words because I don't like nobody in this motherfucker, but I want my son's shit. That's all I want.
Like I said, I don't know. Look, he was intimidated, so they're not allowed to hardly have anything in there.
I don't know where he was at. I just want my son's stuff.
And I can look into it and see if we can find.
Like, well, I'm here. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not. Okay,
right?
no, listen. I done gave y'all. It'll be a year next month that my son being gone.
Right.
And y'all telling me, no, y'all not sorry, because if y'all was, y'all would have fucking called me and told me that my son died in this motherfucker. So no, y'all not finna come and tell me that I need to wait, that y'all gotta do and what y'all gonna do. No, I want it. I'm here, and if you can't give that to me, I want y'all names, and I need a statement on why I can't get my son stuff.
And we have to look into it.
Okay, well, I need a statement.
I'm not gonna give you. I'm telling you that we'll have to look into it.
And I'm telling you, I need a statement.
Okay, and once again, I will have to look into seeing where's.
Okay, and I hear that, but I need a statement on why y'all not giving me my son's stuff. And if you can't help me, then I don't need to be fucking talking to you or you. I need to talk to somebody who can help me.
And I can look into see where his stuff is, but that's.
It's been almost a year, sir.
Okay, I've never talked to you before. I don't know.
And you're absolutely right. So I don't even know why y'all even out here, and where's the main people that been doing all the talking. That's who I need to talk to. I mean, it's a tall, skinny dude. It's another detective dude.
He's no longer here. I'm now the supervisor over the criminal investigation department.
I need a statement. I'm not leaving here until I get a statement from somebody here on why I can't get my son's stuff.
We didn't say you couldn't get it. We said we would have to look into it so we could locate.
It's been almost a year.
I understand.
It's been almost a year, sir. And what is your name?
Investigator Miller.
With Mr. Miller, and what is your name?
Holloway.
Mr. Holloway. So, I need a statement.
Okay, what do you mean a statement?
On why I can't get my son's property. But y'all don't have it. So
I didn't say that. I said I would look into it and try to figure out where it's at.
It's been a whole year, so okay, so listen.
The people that you dealt with are no longer here.
And just to be clear, she still hasn't gotten it.
Why are they no longer here? It's like after my son died, everybody didn't left.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody done fucking left, and I'm just trying to figure out.
I understand that you're upset, and like I said, I can look into it and try to see where his stuff is and locate it, see if there's any other property. I haven't talked to you before. I understand that you're upset. I do. And I know you want your son's stuff, and we want to try to help you with getting your son's stuff. We didn't deal with this before. I have nothing. I can't tell you anything that happened up until this moment that I'm talking to you. So, I can look into it. I can take down your phone number.
That's what they all say. You know how many times I done left my number, and ain't nobody called me. Like, that's hard for me to believe.
I'm not saying that's okay in any means at all. I will look into it and try to find out what all he had. I do know that they brought you his personal property out here. I think it was.
They gave me somebody else's property. That was not my son's property. They gave me a white man's phone and clothing and shit. I have the phone still. I have the phone, but that shit was not my son's. That was a white man shit.
And I'll look into it and see. I'll personally go and look. Me and Holloway will go around and we'll look and see what we can figure out.
Let me tell you my number.
Okay.
So I am here because I'm trying to get my.
Y'all, we got to do our part. Thank you guys for all the shares, for the comments, for the love. If we didn't get back to your comments, I'm so sorry. Make sure that you share this live. It will be posted, and it will be on Spotify, Apple, and Pandora. Make sure that you follow and subscribe to Couch Chronicles No Limits. This episode will forever stay up on Spotify, Apple, and Pandora, but the live will end up deleting after 60 days or 30 days. So I love you guys. It's the Couch Chronicles where there ain't no fucking limits. Let's help get justice for Mario. Cicily, thank you so much for coming to the couch.
Thank you for having me.
Seriously.
Thank you for letting me get my son's story out. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Because I'm not going to stop until, because somebody have to be held accountable.
Yes, and somebody will be held accountable. And we not going to stop.
The support of y'all helping me will be very appreciated.
Period. I love you guys. It's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. And I will see you guys tomorrow.